Look at our beautiful tree. Can you tell September has arrived? The leaves are turning, but not quite all the way brown. Not falling off yet. Just looking wonderful. I'm going to go ahead and take a look at our beans here. They're moving along nicely. We will be able to harvest them in one more month. So for this September, I believe our plan consists of a little bit of planting. Yes, we decided we were going to do a grain crop in this little field. So I need to purchase a planter and some seed. We have 60,000. And then we also have this fertilizer spreader here that we can use to fertilize our field. The one drawback to getting that instead of a sprayer is that we don't have anything to deal with the weeds. Although we did plow. I think this counted as a plow, this chisel plow. So I think we shouldn't have a problem with weeds. So we're going to go ahead and purchase a seeder. And case equipment didn't really... Oh, that kind of looks cool. But case equipment didn't really make just case, like the era that we're running here. But we're going to go with this Case IH. It's really cool. I've used it in another series. So we'll go with that. And then we need to buy some seed. So we will go with, I guess this one is fine. So they should be right over there, and they are. Lovely. And yes, I understand that it's a little bit silly to pay delivery costs, but in the interest of me not spending lots of hours of my life driving back and forth to the store, I really like the store deliveries mod. So, oh, we can fertilize with this one. I forgot about that. Well, that kind of makes sense. It's a little bit of investment at the start, but I think it makes sense. So let's go ahead and buy another batch of fertilizer. A bunch of this is already paid for because what I did after I finished the recording last time was that I did another fertilizing contract that brought us in, I want to say 5,000. So that almost paid for the seeder. Alright, how do I want to do this? I know there's probably a right way, but we're just gonna go for it. Look at that. I guess we're going with wheat. I forgot to set. It wouldn't have let me plant something that was not going to go in anyways, but I guess we'll do wheat for our first crop. And I am going to make this into a photo op. Leave a comment down below if you find my screenshot for Photoshop. Screenshot photo ops for thumbnails irritating. Because I have a theory that some of you probably dislike that. It sort of ruins the farm life immersion when you're like, oh yeah, this is a YouTuber. But at the same time, I need to do them, and I don't think it's that bad. This tree here, I have very mixed feelings about this tree. Part of me wants to keep it there as a sort of barrier between our field and the farmhouse. Another part of me wants to chop it down. Okay, I'm gonna, yes, that. Go up into there. Now, turn it off, back it up. So, I believe you don't actually do headlands when you're planting. I believe what you're supposed to do is just go up and down the field, and then you finish with the end. So I've already committed an agricultural sin, I'm sure. So we don't have any animals to care for yet, but if you saw the last episode, you know I talked about getting both chickens and sheep. So part of why we want to do wheat is because we can plant it in September. The other reason we want to do wheat, oh, maybe I don't need to hit B for it to plant. Maybe it just does it when it's down. Okay. We have wheat, we can feed it to the chickens. And we will have grass to feed to the sheep. So we're going to be getting both of those. I'm going to go with the real small little chicken coop. It's going to be just on the side of the shed. And then the sheep are going to go on the right side. Okay, let's try pick. Yeah. So when you pick it up, then it stops planting. So we're going to do up and down the field like this. Don't miss. Boy, we get real nice speed coming downhill. I like it. Now looking at the seed and fertilizer usage, I definitely feel a lot more like I should cultivate the rest of the bottom of this. I don't know. Too many decisions playing this game sometimes. Sometimes I think, oh, it's just nice, relaxing farming simulator. Just go and drive the tractor, la-di-da. Enjoy the view. And then other times I'm like, I don't want to do math and make strategic decisions about things. This doesn't feel relaxing. Simulators are like that though, right? Like, simulators simulate someone's real job. And in this case, it's like many people's job. Like a lot of folks that run a farm have a whole bunch of people involved. Not one guy running operations and calculating everything. It's one of the things that I really like about watching Grant Hilbert. Some of you guys know him, The Squad. I actually don't even watch his Squad videos. I just was recommended his farming channel like a year ago and started watching it, and it's so fun. But he talks people through all those decisions that he makes, like why he buys new equipment when he does, or buying new farmland, like all those choices that he makes. Very, very cool. And that young man is building wealth for himself, I'll tell you what. Like real wealth, not gamer silliness. Like his family's trajectory in life is different because of content creation. That's pretty impressive. And it's all because he knows how to tell a good story. You know, that's where it all begins. Good storytellers become good YouTubers. He can pull you into the narrative of a farm. And more specifically, he's very good at pulling you into a narrative of a specific video. It's not just one, farm story. It's a video on a video-to-video basis, he's getting millions of people to watch, which is so impressive. I've been doing this for a couple years now, and part of why I pulled the farm sim stuff off on its own channel was because I realized that niching down is helpful, and I realized I still want to keep playing this game even though some people that watch my main channel aren't fans of it. But there's a whole sub community of people on YouTube that love to watch Farming Simulator. I mean, I'm one of them. That's why I'm here. It's such a calming, relaxing game. Plus, you can see how other people do things. Like, some of you are probably screaming at the TV, at your device right now. You're like, bro, your lines are crooked. You're missing spots. You left that stump, because you would never do that. Where others of you are like, wow, I never even would have thought to put a field there. Or, some of you wouldn't use this vintage equipment because you find it too slow or boring or something, but you enjoy watching it because it maybe brings back memories of equipment that you used when you were younger, or that your grandpa used, or something like that. Everybody has a different reason for being drawn to the content that we consume. But what I'm getting at with Grant, and what I was saying about his work, is he's really good at not only knowing his audience, but also knowing how to hook people in, that it's not just farming. He sort of famously has done a lot with four-wheeling, and I spent $1 million on this farm, and that kind of thing, where people are like, wow, $1 million, what did he buy? He's really good at building in those hooks. And I've seen, just from my little bitty farm sim channel, I've seen, some videos will kind of pop off, and some get barely any views, and you think it's the same series on the same farm, and probably the same amount of detail in the thumbnail and all that. Why is it that one blows up and the other one doesn't? It's hard to say. Just a matter of what people wanted to watch on a given day. I like this truck, but that dinging every time. I think I've complained about it every time too. It's something. We also don't have a front loader, and I was curious if I can get a front loader for this tractor. I'm also curious. Nope, not that. Also curious to look at the tractor. The first tractor we're going to buy is not, we're not going to go all the way to the modern. We're going to go to this mid series right here, this one. Oh, wow. No, I don't want Steyr. I just want the most base level. Why did I start doing this? Wow. There we go. This guy right here. And we can get front loader attacher on this one. Rim color. Now that actually looks not great. That looks bad. Okay, we'll go with gray. I wonder why I can't make a case red. Anyways, the whole point is I wanted to see. Okay, so that's 90,000. Hopefully after we sell our beans, we can be in the ballpark to buy this thing. Because I want... Oh, what are the different fronts? Interesting. Sorry, what I was getting at is we want to eventually buy this, and this can be our loader tractor and fieldwork tractor. 155 horse. It's not massive, but it'll be a nice step up. It's a nice medium-sized tractor. We can get a lot of work done around the farm with this. But to harvest the soybeans, we're going to need to lease a harvester. And I had one in mind. Let's see if it's here. It should be loaded in on this save. So again, we don't have a specific case, just case. We used this 1400, I think it was a 1420 that we used a lot on the other save. So I don't really want to run that one. I was thinking maybe the 1600, different kind of cab, different overall layout. So the leasing price on this is going to be $6,000, you know, which isn't great. I'd love to be able to buy it, but we're not at that point in the save yet. That, I wonder what years that was. That looks newer, obviously, but maybe at some point we buy that another, you know, we buy one of those too if we get huge, but this one feels right for the save. So that's our hope. We'll lease this for the beans. I don't know if that one came with a header. We'd probably go 18 foot for that. So what's the lease price on that? Another 1,600. So over $6,000 to be able to get those beans in, but hopefully we can sell them for enough to be able to buy the tractor. Does that make sense? We want to buy the 7210 with the front loader and a bucket and forks. Ideally, we'll be able to do all that. Then we'll have 3 tractors, 2 fields, some land to work, some trees to chop down for potential income, animal pens to buy, and a nice high quality scratch and dent pickup truck. I do wish that they didn't get that bad that fast. I mean, I bought this 2 months ago. Like, bro, why is it look so bad so fast? That wear and tear should be after like 2 years, not 2 months. All right, I'm going to go ahead and conclude this one early. You got to see the wheat planted, and when we come back in the next episode, we're definitely going to be hopping in that axial flow and getting these soybeans off to sell. One thing I didn't mention is I need to also lease a Parker grain wagon, which I made it to getting them into the game. I don't recall if I added them to the save. Yeah, here they are. So this guy right here is gonna run us 410. That's not bad. Not bad at all. So we'll use that and the bigger of these 2 case tractors and be hauling grain. So we'll see you in the next one. Thanks so much for watching. My name is Bluebelly, and this is Bluebelly Farms. Bye for now.